Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we cut through the noise to get you well-informed, fast. Today, we're really digging into something, well, foundational that often flies under the radar. The immense importance of government employees. Seriously, think about it. From the roads you drive on to the public services you rely on daily, these are the people making it happen.
Absolutely.
Their commitment and enthusiasm are just vital for how well our public sector functions and, ultimately for your experience as a citizen.
Exactly. And our mission today is to take a deep dive into the core strategies for truly engaging these essential individuals.
Okay.
We're pulling insights from a fascinating article that lays out practical, impactful ways to really boost enthusiasm and contribution within the public sector.
Right.
It's about more than just job satisfaction. It's really about unlocking their full potential.
So before we jump into the how, let's quickly nail down what we actually mean by employee engagement.
Good idea.
It's much more than just, showing up. It's about the level of commitment, involvement, and enthusiasm an employee has for their work and the organization.
Right, how invested they are.
Yeah, essentially, it's a measure of how actively and positively they contribute to the overall goals.
Okay.
And when engagement is high, the benefits are pretty clear.
Mm.
Better performance, higher productivity.
And significantly lower absenteeism and turnover, too.
Exactly. Lower turnover. It's a win-win for everyone involved.
And in the government sector, you could argue the stakes are even higher.
How so?
What's fascinating here is how directly engaged federal employees contribute to improved public service, a better experience for citizens like you.
Okay, so the direct link.
It really is. They're not just productive in a general sense, that they're more efficient in achieving specific organizational goals, which directly impacts the services you receive.
Plus, when employees are genuinely engaged, it creates this kind of ripple effect, doesn't it?
It does. Their passion and commitment can really enhance an organization's reputation.
Which makes it easier to attract top talent, I imagine.
Yeah.
Especially in a competitive market.
Spot on. Public sector agencies need that edge. And here's where it gets really interesting. Engaged employees aren't just, cogs in a machine.
Right.
They contribute more ideas, more opinions. They foster better decision-making and innovation within the organization.
They become true problem solvers.
Precisely. But here's the kicker, despite all these clear advantages.
Uh-oh.
When you look at the big picture globally, the reality of engagement is, pretty grim.
Really?
Yeah, the article points to Gallup's 2023 State of Employee Engagement. It found that a staggering 23% of employees are engaged at work globally. Only 23%.
Wow. That's incredibly low.
It is. That's a huge gap to close, especially in critical sectors like government, where the impact of disengagement can be felt by millions.
So what does this all mean for government then? The article we're exploring, it outlines 5 key strategies, right?
That's right. 5 strategies that public sector organizations should really be implementing now.
And these aren't just like nice to haves.
Definitely not. They're designed to bring about real changes, both qualitative and quantitative, in the work environment, fundamentally boosting productivity and improving public service.
Okay, let's get into them. What's the first one?
So the first big piece the article hammers home is how critical it is for government agencies to not just accept change, but actually lean into it.
Lean into change.
Okay. The core idea is to encourage employees to welcome new initiatives, get them involved in the decision-making, provide the support they need to adapt.
That's a powerful idea, especially in government where, stability and process are often so deeply ingrained.
Exactly. It's a cultural shift.
So how does the article suggest they do this?
Yeah.
How do they actually encourage leaning into change?
Well, a big part of it, it says, is investing in technology.
Technology. Makes sense. But what kind?
Well, it's not just about flashy new apps. For government, it often means navigating complex security, those entrenched legacy systems.
Right, the practical challenges.
Yeah. So when they mention collaboration tools like Slack or Microsoft Teams or Asana, the real insight is how these tools can break down traditional silos.
Okay, so it's about communication flow.
Exactly. Fostering real-time communication that maybe wasn't possible before. It's less about the specific software and more about the cultural shift it enables, allowing teams to stay connected, work effectively, even when they're remote.
Okay, so collaboration tools are key. What else on the tech front?
Beyond just the day-to-day collaboration, the source also highlights things like employee survey tools.
For feedback.
Right. Gathering real-time feedback to inform decisions.
Yeah.
Also, learning and development platforms for ongoing skill updates.
Keeping people current.
Mm-hmm. And even wellness and mental health resources, things like meditation apps, which can positively impact overall well-being and, therefore, engagement.
That makes sense. A less stressed, more skilled employee is naturally going to be more engaged, you'd think?
Precisely.
That idea of modernizing work processes really stands out too, beyond just throwing new tech at the problem.
Yeah.
What does the article suggest is the biggest cultural hurdle government agencies face in getting employees to truly take ownership of these new ways of working?
That's a great question.
It's one thing to have the tools, right? It's another to empower people to actually use them to innovate.
Well, the article suggests it's about shifting from just a top-down mandate
Okay.
to a culture of shared responsibility. That means really encouraging team building and collaboration, not just as buzzwords, but as fundamental ways of working.
Right, making it real.
And leveraging technology to streamline processes, maybe using project management tools or automation software, things that free up employees from repetitive tasks so they can focus on more impactful work.
Freeing up brain space, essentially.
You got it. And crucially, fostering a culture of continuous learning and development, where adapting isn't something to be feared, but embraced as a path to better service.
Okay, so if embracing change is about looking forward, strategy number 2 pivots. It's about establishing clear communication and developing innovative ways to measure employee satisfaction.
Yeah, these two seem absolutely essential for effective engagement.
They really feel like two sides of the same coin.
They are. The article points to using various digital platforms for this. For instance, anonymous feedback platforms.
Like Blind or Glassdoor.
Exactly. Places where employees can share thoughts without fear of retribution. This is really vital in environments where, hierarchy might make direct feedback feel intimidating.
I can see that. What else?
There are also social media monitoring tools like Brand24 or Hootsuite.
To see what people are saying online.
Yeah, tracking what employees might be saying about the organization publicly. It can offer a candid view, though sometimes maybe a challenging one.
Sure. And then you mentioned engagement apps.
Right, apps that use pulse surveys or maybe longer-term assessments to track satisfaction levels.
Okay, hold on. For our listeners, what exactly are pulse surveys? Why are they particularly useful in a big setting like government?
Great question. So unlike those big traditional annual surveys,
The ones that take forever to fill out.
right, those are comprehensive but infrequent. Pulse surveys are different. They're quick, frequent check-ins, maybe just a few questions.
Ah, okay, like taking the temperature.
Exactly. They give you real-time sentiment. They're super valuable for, say, agile government teams that need to adapt quickly.
So leaders can spot trends or issues faster.
Precisely. Address problems, make adjustments almost immediately, rather than waiting a whole year for feedback that might already be out of date.
That makes a lot of sense.
And this brings us back to encouraging open dialogue generally. Creating an environment where employees feel comfortable sharing ideas, knowing their feedback is genuinely valued and crucially acted upon.
So beyond the specific tools, it really boils down to the culture again, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It's about establishing regular communication channels, maybe weekly meetings, one-on-one check-ins, using internal communication software.
And using a mix of feedback methods.
Yeah, not just relying on one thing. Surveys, yes, but also focus groups, suggestion boxes, those anonymous platforms, and the pulse surveys we just talked about.
Creating a real two-way street for communication.
That's the goal, which leads us nicely into strategy 3. Utilizing data.
Ah, the numbers.
Exactly. This is where the numbers come in. And data is just such a powerful tool for improving and engaging government employees. It's crucial for gauging satisfaction, engagement, performance in a measurable way.
I can definitely see that. So you start by collecting relevant data, gathering and analyzing info on satisfaction, productivity, retention.
Mm-hmm.
But for a public sector organization, is it just about collecting any numbers, or is there a specific nuance? What kind of data is most impactful for government?
It's not just about raw numbers. It's about actionable data.
Okay, actionable, meaning
Meaning data you can actually do something with. Tracking these key metrics over time lets organizations monitor progress, make necessary adjustments, and ensure their engagement efforts are actually having the desired impact.
got it.
And crucially, it's about using that data to understand the specific needs and preferences of individual employees or maybe different groups within the agency.
Ah, so you can tailor interventions.
Exactly. Targeted interventions are way more likely to be effective than some one-size-fits-all approach.
That makes sense.
And just as important, sharing that data back with employees. Showing them the impact of engagement initiatives helps them feel like their efforts matter, that their contributions are valued.
Builds trust, I imagine.
It absolutely builds trust.
Okay, moving on to strategy number 4, fostering inclusivity. The article highlights this as an incredibly effective way to improve employee engagement in government.
It really is fundamental.
So how does this translate into concrete action, especially within a large public agency?
Well, it involves several key actions. First, promoting diversity and inclusion, DEI, not just as a policy on paper, but as a lived experience.
Okay, so walking the walk.
Precisely. That means having robust DEI strategies and hiring, yes, but critically, creating a truly welcoming environment where everyone feels they belong from day one.
Right from the start.
And it also means providing opportunities for professional development and advancement specifically for employees from diverse backgrounds, ensuring equitable access to growth.
That makes sense. It's about breaking down those barriers and actively creating pathways.
Exactly. It's also about encouraging open communication regardless of background or position, making sure every voice can be heard.
Valuing different perspectives.
Yes, and celebrating the diverse backgrounds and experiences of employees. Recognizing that those different perspectives actually lead to stronger teams and better public service.
Absolutely.
And finally, proactively addressing discrimination and bias. Having clear policies and procedures and making it crystal clear that a fair, respectful workplace is non-negotiable.
So if we connect this back to the bigger picture, an inclusive environment creates psychological safety, belonging.
Spot on. And that naturally leads to deeper engagement. People feel safer, more valued, more willing to contribute fully.
Okay, that covers inclusivity. Finally, we come to strategy 5, offering opportunities for development and providing training.
Right. The core idea here is that professional development and growth opportunities are incredibly effective at boosting engagement.
It just makes sense, right? People want to feel like they're growing, not just treading water in their jobs.
They absolutely do. So this involves offering a range of training and development programs, helping employees learn new skills, advance their careers within the public sector.
Keeping things dynamic.
Yeah, and also encouraging continuous learning, making it easy to access online resources like webinars or e-learning programs so employees can stay up to date with evolving best practices, new technologies.
Which is always happening.
Constantly. Beyond general training, leadership development programs are crucial too.
Especially for government, I think. It requires a specific kind of leadership sometimes.
It often does. So helping employees develop those specific skills needed for leadership roles is key. And generally, just encouraging professional growth, supporting employees when they take on new challenges, new responsibilities, providing the resources they need to succeed.
Giving them the tools to step up.
Exactly. And a really specific, impactful way the article highlights for doing this is through mentorship programs.
Mentorship. How does that work in practice, according to the source?
It details some practical steps. First, identifying potential mentors within the organization, experienced folks who can guide others.
Passing on the knowledge.
Right. Then, matching them with mentees based on goals, maybe work styles. Establishing clear goals and expectations for the mentorship relationship itself.
So it's structured.
Yes, providing ongoing support and resources to both the mentor and the mentee, and then continuously monitoring and evaluating the program to make sure it's actually working, creating real growth.
It sounds like a great way to foster those personal connections and pass down that institutional knowledge too.
It really is.
Okay, so we covered the 5 strategies. Embracing change, clear communication and measurement, using data, fostering inclusivity, and providing development opportunities.
That's the set.
So what does all of this mean for government agencies trying to boost engagement? What's the big takeaway here?
The big takeaway is that a truly comprehensive workplace engagement program isn't just about doing one of these things. It requires weaving together all 5 strategies.
A holistic approach.
Exactly. Embracing change, communicating clearly, measuring effectively, using data smartly, being inclusive, and consistently offering chances to grow.
And checking if it's working.
Critically important.
Okay.
Regularly assessing the metrics to ensure these efforts are making a real measurable difference, not just activity, but impact.
So by doing all that.
By doing that, government organizations can cultivate a much more engaged and productive workforce, which at the end of the day leads to better public service for all of us.
And for you listening, whether you're actually in the public sector yourself or maybe just interested in how large organizations build strong, committed teams, understanding these strategies is pretty invaluable. It gives you a framework for thinking about what makes workplaces tick.
Yeah.
So here's a final thought to leave you with. Given that we've established engaged government employees are more likely to contribute to better decision-making and public service,
Yeah.
how might these strategies, if widely adopted, fundamentally shape the future of governance and ultimately the citizen experience? It's definitely a question worth kicking around.